Hi guys, good evening all of you. Guys, I'm audible. Guys, I'm audible. Okay, all right guys. So in yesterday we started the first session of your SQL Server and the topic of DBMS, right? So we discussed in the basic terms of the database management systems. So what is data and what is information and what is database, okay? And what kind of interrelated information, and later what is exactly database management systems, okay? And later we discuss here the data storages here, and in that the first the papers, books and papers is the first one, data storages. And the second one is called as flat files. Okay. So in the flat files, we said here the data can be stored in files, okay, with the help of OS operating systems. Okay. And we said the flat file best examples are what now? Okay, text file is the one of the best example of flat file. Okay. But guys, here, even though when I'm going to using your flat files, okay, but still I am getting some problems here. So the what kind of problems we are going to be facing by using the flat files, okay? Let me see guys here. So we said yesterday the data redundancy and data inconsistency, retrieval, integrity, security, and indexing. So these are the problems, okay, we are going to be facing even though when we are using flat files. Okay, let me see guys here one by one what is what we will discuss now. And the first one we called as here the data data redundancy we called. So basically what exactly data redundancy means, okay, yeah, redundancy is nothing but guys here duplicates data or duplicate information. Okay, now so for example the same information, okay, okay, the same information we stored in multiple files. Okay, we stored in multiple files in system. So whenever you want to store some the same kind of information when we store in multiple files in the system, then that kind of data is called as duplicates we called. Okay, otherwise the data redundancy we called. Okay, now so what we called as guys here, the data redundancy is nothing but guys here duplicate information. Okay, duplicate information. So here in my files, so that kind of problems that we are going to be facing here. Okay, so how it was, let me see one practical example on this data redundancy in files, how it was happened. Okay, now right, for example guys, here this is my system. Okay, this is my system. So in the system, suppose I'm creating some files now. For example, I'm creating one file. The file name is, for example, okay, I'm passing here the file number 1. Okay, so in this file 1, suppose I just go to open this file and I want to save some information in this file. Okay, now I'm going to save some information in this file. So when I'm going to save in this, okay, how, okay, for example, I want to save here employee details. Okay, so employee details I want to store in this file. Okay, now so now user will be storing like this. Okay, suppose for example employee ID, so I'm taking here employee name. Okay, for example employee salary. Okay, now that like later I will take employee designation name. Okay, the employee for example address. Okay, so these are the few columns I was taken here. Okay, now let me see some informations we stored here. Okay, in this the ID 1021, the ID, and the employee name is for example Smith, and the employee salary was for example 25,000 rupees, and he was the designation is for example so junior programmer. Okay, junior programmer. So and he was for example located in Hyderabad. In the same to same 102, the employee name is Jones. Okay, employee name is Jones. So then this salary was 52,000 rupees. 52,000, and he was the senior programmer. Okay, he was a senior programmer, and he was located, for example, Mumbai. Okay, in the same to same, one more person details 1023, and now I want to take the person name is Ward, and his salary was 48,000. Okay, his salary was 48,000, and he was working as a HR. Okay, so he was located in HYD. So now guys, here carefully observe. Okay, so this is some information I stored into my file. So this is flat file. Okay, this is my flat file. So in this flat file, suppose I store my data in such a way. Okay, after storing some information in these flat files, okay, let me save this file. Okay, I just save this file. After saving, I just close it now. Okay, so one file was successfully created, and in this file we saved our data. Okay, that's fine guys. And after that, what we want to do guys here, suppose after some period of time, okay, after some time, suppose any other user will come to the system and he will be open the system, and he will also, they try to create one new file. Okay, so the file name is okay, suppose he will give it here, the file one. Okay, he will be give it now. So now in this file also, the user try to save the same information, whatever already be stored here. So whatever we stored here, the same information, your second user, the second user is also trying to store the same information, and he will be just going to save. So this information also successfully be saved here. This information also we successfully saved here. So that means what it was happening, you can see guys here, in these two files, I'm saving same information. So are you getting my point? In this two files, I'm saving same information. For example, I just come out and see this information in the file one. Okay, and the same to same, I just keep it this and open another file, and in this file also we have the same information. I kept this. So that means in the two files, okay, in my same computer, in the two files I'm saving, okay, I'm storing same information. So whenever you want to store like this kind of the situation we called as data redundancy. So that means whatever the same information, whatever it was there here, the same information I stored into multiple tables. Okay, now, so when we want to store like this, and it will be accepted to your files, and these types of information will be successfully saved in your computer, and there is no restriction of this. Okay, now, so but the thing is what now, when user try to store the same information again and again, then your system want to tell like this, okay, sorry, this data already existing. Sorry, this data already existing. Sorry, this information is already existing. So that kind of the restriction, the kind of message user will never get from the computer. Okay, now, so here the same information, how many times you want to store your files, okay, that many times your data will be successfully accepted and storing into computers. Okay, but your computer is not telling to user, sorry, this data already existing, so please check your data. So that kind of alerts, that kind of messages, okay, we are not getting from the computer, so it will be accepted. Okay, now, so like this, the same information you can store into multiple files. Okay, now, so this is one of the problem of the file management systems, otherwise we called as a flat files. So the data redundancy, how it was occurred means the same information we stored in multiple files in the computer, and that kind of situation is called as a data redundancy. Okay, but this kind of redundancy problem we can't avoid in your in your flat files. So the flat files mechanisms are that is not going to be restricted this kind of duplicate data. Okay, so this is one problem we are going to be facing in the flat files. Okay, right. And the next one is called as a data inconsistency. So data inconsistency is nothing but what it was going to be happen, guys, here. Okay, so it's simply be called as here the confusion of data. Okay, the confusion of data. So that means when it was going to be occur the inconsistency problem. Inconsistency means irregular of data, irregular, okay, irregular data, okay, or else simply in our language, simply if you want to say, it's called as a confusion of data. Okay, so the data will be confusion, the data will be mismatching of this. Okay, this kind of situation we called as the inconsistency problem. That means data is not accurate, data is not accurate. Okay, so that kind of problem we are going to be facing. Okay, and that problem is called as the inconsistency. But this inconsistency, when it was occurred means when we store the data, when we store the same information. So when we store, okay, same information, okay, in multiple files, then this problem is occurred, guys. Then we face, okay, data inconsistency, okay. Now, so when this data inconsistencies occur means when we have a redundancy problem, otherwise when we store same information into multiple files, so then we face a data inconsistency, and the data inconsistency is called as irregular or confusion or not accurate. Okay. Now, so for example, let me see one practical example on this. For example, guys, here, so same information I stored into multiple files. Okay, now same information I stored into multiple files. Okay, then what it was happening, guys, here, suppose if any one user, they will come to you and they will change the particular salary, okay, particular employee salary information, the person will be changed. Okay, now, for example, let you see, I'm the user. I just come out to this computer and I just open this computer and I just go to any one file. For example, one file will be open and I can change my Smith employee salary or Jones or Word. For example, Jones employee salary, I will be changed as 12,000. So that is the modification I did here, the manipulation I did here. So whatever the manipulation I did here in the files one, so that was successfully manipulated and saved. Okay, now, so after saving like this here, okay, after saving this like here, so then what it was happening, guys, here, observe. Okay, so I just came to my computer and I just changed one of my employee, his name is Jones, and this employee salary I was changed as 12,000. So when I changing as a 12,000 and just I go to and save this, yes, it was successfully manipulated, is successfully saved. And now I just go to close this one. And after some time, if I come out and see, open my file, okay, then this file will be showing as 52,000. Okay, now, but the same information when we have in the another file, then here come out and see. So here the file was here Jones, one file is showing 52,000 and one more file is showing the same employee 12,000. So now I'm asking to you guys here, so the which is exactly information about your Jones? The Jones salary 52,000 or 12,000, what is exactly salary? Can you say? Come on, guys. Can we say? No. So we cannot change. We cannot say it. So why we can't say means still I'm the confusion here. So why I'm confusion here means the same employee in one file, okay, it was showing 52,000, and the same employee in another file, it was showing 12,000 rupees. So that means in this, which salary is accuracy, which salary is correct. Okay, so that we can't tell it. So why we can't tell means, yeah, the confusion was occurred. Okay, and one more problem is what now? Whenever we are storing the multiple data, the same data into multiple files, so if you change one file data, that corresponding data, whatever it was there in the second file, the second file will not be changed. Okay, now, so see, I'm storing the same information in two files, right? I'm saving same information in two files, but what it was happening, guys, here, so in one file, if I change the data, the corresponding data, whatever it was there in the second file data will not be changes. Okay, that means it is not affected. So where in which file are you changing your data, the same file will be affected, but the corresponding data wherever you stored in the another file will not affected. Okay, so I changed, I updated in my files one. So here itself only changing, but the corresponding data, the related data, whatever it was there in the second file data will not be changed. So whenever it is not changing like this, then this kind of problem is called as an inconsistency. For example, if user is going to be changing the file 50 to 12,000 and the corresponding data, whatever it was there in the another file, this file is also successfully changed like this, then tell me, is there any confusion now? Is there any confusion now? So if I'm asking to you, what is your Jones employee salary? What is your Jones employee salary? Yes. So now we can say my Jones employee salary is 12,000 rupees. Okay, now, but how can you say the 12,000 rupees exactly? It means that, so whatever the Jones employee data I stored into number of files, but every file is showing same salary. The file one is showing 12,000 and the file number 2 is also showing 12,000. So all files are showing 12,000, 12,000, 12,000. So it means that your salary will be accuracy and we can tell them. Okay, now, but the problem is what now? This kind of situation is not happening in your files. Okay, so then what we want to do, sir? So here, see, I just changed my salary in my files one, but the corresponding data, whatever it was there in this, but this file will not change. So that is the reason we have a confusion and this kind of irregular of data. This is not a regular. Regular means what now? The same information, whatever it was there, that all are showing same to same data. That is called a regular. But here, one file showing 12,000 and one file showing 52,000. So this is not a regular. This is called an irregular. The irregular of data, not the accuracy of data, and confusion of data, that is called as what now? So simple, I can say data inconsistency problem. But what I'm saying here, this data inconsistency, when it was occurred, means when we store same information in the multiple files, at this moment only, if, okay, at this moment only, your data inconsistency problem is occurred. Okay. It means that when you have a redundancy, then automatically inconsistency also occurred. So that means if you have a data redundancy, so what I'm saying here, if we have a data redundancy, okay, if you have a data redundancy, then we face, or then we have a data inconsistency. Then we have data inconsistency problem also. Okay, now, so there's a problem. So when we have a duplicate data, then only inconsistency problem is occurred. When we have a duplicate data, then only inconsistency problem is occurred. Okay, otherwise it doesn't. Suppose you can see if data redundancy is not there, then there is a no inconsistency. So that means what you want to say, if there is no data redundancy, if there is no data redundancy, okay, then there is no inconsistency. There is no inconsistency. Okay, so if no data redundancy, then there is no inconsistency. When we have data redundancy, then we have inconsistency problem. So now how it is means, for example, let you see, suppose these are the two files, that means duplicate data is there. For example, I stored only the information, I stored only in one file, I saved this information. Okay, now I saved this information in only one file. So when we save our information in one file, it means what now? There is a no duplicate data. There is a no duplicate data means if I change this here 12,000 and it will be saved now and it will be saved now. Okay, and now I'm asking, by open this file and I'm asking to you, what is Jones salary, guys? Tell me, what is John's salary now? Yes, the Jones salary is 12,000. So now you can say, now I'm confidently saying, yes, Jones' employee salary was 12,000 rupees because there is a no duplicate data. There is no other comparison of data. So when it doesn't having any other duplicates or any other comparison, we have only unique data. We have only unique data, then we can say, yes, 12,000. If I want to change here, if I want to change here 42, yes, I can say 42,000. If I change here like a 22, yes, I can say it is a 22,000. So we don't have any confusion here. We don't have any confusion here. Because of reason, we have only one unique data. So unique means one-time data. One-time data. So when I'm showing this file up to this single file, when I open and show it, then you all people are saying that yes, Jones salary 12,000, there is no confusion. But when I have a duplicate, data, see, careful my point, understand. When you have to open and duplicate file also you can open. And now if I'm asking, then you will be confusing now. So now if I'm asking, then we can't say which is accurate data, which is realistic data, which is regular data. I can't say. Because of reason, one more file, in this one more file is also having same information. So that is the reason I can't say which is accurate salary. Okay, now, so that means that is a point here. I simply say, so when we have a data redundancy, then we have an inconsistency also. Okay, so that's why when we avoid redundancy, automatically inconsistency problem is also avoided. Okay, now, so that means data redundancy, data inconsistency, these both are, okay, dependency to each other. If redundancy is there, inconsistency is there. If inconsistency is there, compulsory duplicate is there. Okay, so that's why the both are dependency to each other. Okay, when redundancy is not there, then there is no inconsistency problem. If there is no inconsistency problem means there is no duplicate. Okay, now, so these two problems are depending to each other. If one problem we solve it means other problem also automatically we solve it. But unfortunately, in the flat files, these two problems are the people was not solved it. The people will not solve it. Okay, so this is what. And the next one is called as a data retrieval. So data retrieval, okay, what exactly this mechanism is going to be telling us? Okay, so data retrieval means you have to read. Okay, so reading or retrieving the required data from a file. Okay, retrieving the required data from a file. Okay, but retrieving data from a file is very difficult. It's very difficult, and also we can say simply it's a time consuming process. It's a time consuming process. Why, sir? Why, sir? Means the reason is what now, guys? Here the reason is what now? The reason is what now? Generally, whenever you want to read the data from flat files or files, okay, at this moment, what it was happened, guys, here, we don't have it, okay, database management systems. Because flat files, when it was came out before database management systems, we have a flat files. So that means when we are using flat files, at this moment, there is no databases in the world. Okay, now that means flat files are when the people will be using before database. That means there is no database softwares in the world. At that moment, the people are using flat files. Okay, now, so that means when the days of, that means so the 1960s, the 50 to 1960s, in that cases, what it was happened, there is no databases. because databases are came for 1960s after. So 1960s after the databases came. That means 1960s before, okay, there is no databases. So at this moment, we are using flat files. But from these flat files, whenever you want to read the data, okay, retrieve data, then why I'm saying it's very difficult or time consuming means here what it was going to be happen, the people, okay, the people, they're going to be developing or they're going to be developing an application. Okay, so when we retrieving data from flat files, okay, then we need to develop an application program. So at this moment, what we have it means, okay, by using one of language, we have it in this case, like C language, we have it here. Like a C language, we have it here. So by using of C language, the people will be develop an application program to retrieving data from the files. Okay, now, so that nowadays, I think in C language, you have one of the concept is called as like a files concept is there in C. Anybody knows that? The file handling concepts are there in C language. Anybody knows that? Yes. So who already, that means who are learning C language or who are already having some knowledge of C language, so those people can understand. Okay, now? Okay, those people who are having some knowledge of C, who are learning C, so those people knows that in your C language, we have some files concept. Okay, so the file handling concept we called. And with the help of this programming language, the people will be developing an application, okay, now to retrieve your data. That is called as a file handling we called. And now later on this file handling concept, later it will be, okay, the carry forward into C++, the carry forward into Java, the carry forward into .NET also. Okay, but at this moment, there is no Java, there is no .NET. Yes or no? There is nothing languages. We have only one language at the time, early days, C. Then after that, C++, Java, .NET came. But in this moment, there is no Java, no .NET, no C++. We have a C language. So by using of C language, they're going to be developing an application program. And that concept is called as a file handling concept. Okay, and later on, after the same file handling concept, it will be carried forward into C++, it was carried forward into Java, and it was carried forward into .NET also. Okay, now, so this is what it was going to be happen. So by using of this C language, we need to write a big program and very complication programs, because in this they're using one streams like I think you remember like what we can say IO streams. Can you remember anybody? IO streams. Anybody listen? IO streams. Anybody listens? Come on, guys. Now present in .NET also there, in present in Java also there. Okay, in present in C++. Okay, now IO streams. Like we can say the methods we have here, write method and read methods. Okay, now. So now, so this concept they're using to retrieving the data from the files. But this is very, very, very difficult. Okay, for their who are working in a companies, those people are getting very difficult to write programs, because for each and every required data retrieval purpose, they need to develop an application program. So this is a lot of headache on the programmers and a time consuming process and very difficult to manage also. Okay, but the same thing now, if I want to retrieve my required data from database memory, then I don't want it any C language. I don't want it any C language here. Okay, when I stored my data into database, okay, now suppose are you storing your data instead of file? Okay, suppose my user is there. Okay, now so now what I'm saying here, this is your file. In your file you have some data. you have some data in your file. Okay, this is your file. From this file, when user want to retrieval data, he is a user. He want to retrieval data, then what I said here, there at that moment, that means early days, the people are writing some C program here. They're writing some application, that means they're developing some application, okay, app application they developed here, and they're writing some C programming code they're writing. So with the help of the C application, the C programming code, okay, C programming code, they're retrieving the data from file. For that purpose, they want to write a program. Okay, but now what happened when databases came into market, that means available in the market. So now what happened here, so many industries are, okay, and the people are, they're storing the data into databases. They're storing the data into databases. Okay, then whenever you want to retrieve data from the database, here, I don't want to write a C program. Okay, here I don't want to write a C program, just I am writing what here, guys? SQL language query. Which query? SQL language query I'm writing. So SQL language query through, I can retrieve my data from your database memory. And this is very, 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 very easy for users. It's a very, very easy for users. No time consuming, nothing headache here. Okay, simple query, simple SQL language, one single line statement query I'm writing to retrieving your data from database memory. Okay, now, so this is when it is, when the databases are introducing in the market, from there onwards, this is the useful for us. And this concept will be outdated concept. Okay, now, so when you comparing to database, this is very difficult, guys, here to retrieval data from your files. Okay, now this is what the problem. Okay, this problem also we face in our flat files, okay, mechanism or methods. And the next one is called as a data integrity. So next one is called as a data integrity. So what does it mean by integrity here? Nothing but integrity is nothing but here, guys, here to validate your data. So validating data. Okay, validating is nothing but what, guys, simply if we want to say to check data. To check data whether it is a valid or invalid. Whether it is a valid or invalid. Okay, so that kind of verification we want to do it actually. We want to do it actually. Okay, now, for example, let me see this kind of mechanism, the file management systems are not supported. Okay, for example, if you come out and see in this only, I will explain to you. Okay, right. So now this is what I'm going to say. Okay, my table, any one table you can take. Okay, no problem. So nothing was happened. Anyone you can take it. Okay, now this is one file. In this file, I have a data. Right? Okay. So now in this, what I'm going to do, suppose employee name is there. Employee name actually, which a data type, guys, here? This is a character type. That means string format of data will accept. And EID is called a integer format of data. This is integer. Okay, now suppose now I am the user, I'm open your file. So whatever your file is open, that file is open, and after open, I can go in your ename column. In place of Smith, I am passing 4578. And after changing 4578 under ename position, and I can go to save, then your file is saved exactly. Your file is not showing any error. Your file is not showing any error. That means 4578, I can accept in my ename. It was successfully accepted. But tell me, guys, here in ename column or in ename variable, can I store 4578? Is it correct or wrong? Wrong. That means under string name, under string column, are you storing number? So then where is your data validating? Where is your data checking? It's not happening now. It was accepted. Okay, now it was accepted. Okay, for example, in the same to same, for example, if I'm going to asking, okay, one of my mobile number, okay, the one more column I'm going to add, for example, the employee mobile numbers I need to save. So when I want to say employee mobile number, generally the mobile number is having, okay, 10 digits of mobile number. Okay, now, so 10 digits when I entered and save, nothing problem. But when I was entered 9 digits here, accepted. When I was entered 9 digits, accepted. When I was entered 11 digits, accepted. Okay, but tell me guys here 9 digits of mobile number is valid or invalid? Invalid. Here more than 10 digits of mobile number is invalid or valid? So invalid. But invalid numbers also, whatever I'm inserting, whatever I'm storing in the file, that invalid data, yes, see 4, 5, 7, 8, and your 9 digits of mobile number, 11 digits of mobile number. After that, I just go to save, then the data successfully saving in my file. The data successfully saving in this file. So that means here what it was happening guys here, data verification is not going to be happened. Yes or no? In this case, what happened? Data verification is not going to be happened. Okay, that means whatever the data user is going to be stored, is it right or wrong, correct or not, valid or invalid, nothing was going to be checked. You can store any kind of data, whether it is a meaningful data or meaningless data, okay, valid data, invalid data, whatever it is, it will be accepting by your file. Your file is accepting any kind of data. Okay, that verification of data is not happening here. So when I want to store like this, then here also we are facing some problems. Okay, now, so that is one more problem, that is called integrity. That's called a validating data, checking data valid or invalid. But what I'm saying here, but files, okay, but files are not support this concept. This concept is not supports here. But the same concept is supporting under database management systems. In database management systems, whenever you want to insert unmeaningful data or invalid data, immediately your database server will not accept that. Immediately it was showing error. It was showing error, sorry, your data is invalid. So please check. Okay, now, so that kind of facilities, that kind of mechanisms are available in the database management systems, but the file will not allow this one. So this is also one of the biggest problem in your files. Okay, next, after that, security. So data security, and this is also one of the major important factor. Okay, but here the guys here, your flat files are, okay, what I'm saying here, flat files data, flat files data is not secure. It not a security or secure. So why it is not security means simple reason, guys. Anybody can go and open your file and they can see your data. So in your flat files, whatever the information you store, maybe that information, for example, I'm storing some confidential information. I'm storing confidential information in my flat files. Then what it was happening, guys, here, so anybody can go and open my file and they can see it there. That means your files, the flat files will not giving security for your data. So whatever the data you can store, either confidential data or unconfidential data, whatever it is, but there is a chance to open and see anybody. So in that cases, my confidential data is not secured. So that is one problem we are going to be facing. But this security we have in the databases. So databases are providing security for your data. So that is the reason nowadays every organization, every business organization, their confidential data they're storing under databases. Why? Because it's not that much easy to see your data which was there under database. It's a highly security concepts are there, highly security mechanisms are there. It will be providing security for your information. But that kind of things we cannot see in the files. Okay, now that is one problem. And later, what it was going to happen, data indexing. So data indexing is nothing but, guys, here, simply if you want to say, okay, fastly accessing data from a location. Actually, the meaning of this, okay, from a storage location, from the storage location, okay, now from the storage location. So fastly we can access our data. But unfortunately, what it was happened, this mechanism or this concept is not allowed. This concept is not allowed in files. Okay, this concept is not allowed in files. So that's what it was happened. If I want to access your data, then what it was happened, each and every character will be checking. Each and every character will be checked. Each and every character will be checked. Each and every character will be checked like this. Each and every character will be checking here. Okay, so that means automatically the accessing of data very, very slow here. Okay, now, so because of reason, the files mechanisms are not supporting your data indexing concept. But the same concept I can in my database, okay, data indexing. Understand my point now? Yes. So these are the what, guys, here, the problems of your flat files. Okay, so to overcome these problems, the people, the later on, they're introducing what now? Database management systems. That means called it database softwares they introduced here. Okay, now, so with the help of database management systems, what they will do, they can go to avoiding the problems which was existing or else which was facing with the flat files. Okay, it was going to be existing or else whatever the problems we identified in the flat files. So those problems to overcome purpose, the later on the people was introducing database management systems. Okay, now, so from here onwards, so now we are entered into databases. So now we will see database management system. That means the database softwares, how it was enhanced here, how many types of softwares here, and whatever we are learning SQL Server database, which was comes under which category of DBMS software. Okay, now, so from now onwards, your DBMS concepts will be started. That means the before whatever I was explaining, these are all called as a before DBMS software. Okay, at the time there is no database softwares in the world. Okay, at this moment we have only computers, and computers before we have a papers, and later computers are introducing, and computers we are using to storing our data in the file manner, and later after that in files we are finding some problem and to overcome. Later on from the 1960 after, okay, they're introducing what now? DBMS softwares. Okay, and from this DBMS softwares will be going to using, guys, here nowadays, and different types of the softwares are there. What are those? What is what? That all we are going to be discussing in this part. So now this, if you understand this mechanism, so the previous whatever we discussed, this is just for, it will be like the before DBMS, what it was going to be happen, how the data will be repeated, so how the data will be managed and maintained, storing. So that is what it was. But so many problems are we face in this category. Okay, but come to DBMS, when the DBMSs came in the world, so almost every problem is solved by databases, which was faced under file management systems, otherwise flat files. Okay, now that's why database management systems are very popular in real time. You can see in real time any company. Okay, now any company in real time, what happened, almost every company is using databases, and different types of databases are using. Some people are using SQL Server, some people are using Oracle, some people are using MySQL, some people are using DB2, Sybase, Informix, Ingresses, Teradata, PostgreSQL, yes or no, MaxDB. So many database softwares are available in the market. Yes or no? So as per the company standards, the company, the business turnover, the company producing of data for their transactional informations, Okay, it's a depending on the business, they're using different softwares. Okay, now, so that is what it was going to be happen. And one more thing is what now? So nowadays you can see any .NET project, any Java project, okay, any PHP projects, any UI related projects, any Python related projects, whatever the projects you develop, especially web applications, websites, if you want to design and develop, compulsory database support is needed. So without databases, we can't develop a websites for any organization. Okay, now, so this kind of the changes, the changeover will be happen. Okay, from the 1960s after, there are so many different kind of changes that occur in a database category. Okay, now, so that what it is, how it is, what kind, and that all. Okay, that tomorrow is a very important class for you guys here, because up to now whatever we discussed, these are just basic terms. What is what, either you remember or not, you understand or not, none of the matter. But tomorrow class is very important. If you understand tomorrow DBMS exactly what it is, then you will get it idea what is our SQL server. Understand now? Right. So here, whatever the problems we said here, redundancy problem, inconsistency problem, okay, retrieval problem, and integrity problem, and security problem, and indexing problem. Each and every problem we solve it by using of our database. That means SQL Server. By using of SQL Server, how these problems are we overcome. So again, I will explain to you. Don't worry about it. Okay, now again I will explain to you how the redundancies occurred in databases, how it was overcome. So inconsistency, when it was occurred, how it is overcome. Data retrieval means what now, how to overcome by database this problem, and what is integrity. Okay, how we can validating of data, how to security, that means how to provide security for our information. Okay, now, and what is indexing. So why indexing advantages, how we are accessing our data fastly, yes or no. So these all kind of problems we have a solutions in our SQL Server, and based on the concept wise, every problem we will be solve it. So that we are learning in our courses. Understand now? So that's why don't mind, don't hurry burry. Okay, my point is don't hurry burry. Okay, so cool mind. So check one by one, step by step, we are going to enter. Okay, now, so that's why don't hurry burry it here. And I said already, so non-background students are, so whatever I'm teaching here, they can easily understand. That is my target. So background student, they can easily catch my points, but non-background student, they want to catch it. That's very important for us. So that's why in this batch, non-background, background, all are there. So that's why I started very fundamental definitions of your DBMS, where we started what is data. This is very fundamental concepts. I'm not telling is important, but very fundamental. But you should know what exactly the meaning of data, what exactly the meaning of information, what exactly the meaning of databases, what exactly meaning of interrelated data, what exactly meaning of DBMS, what we can do DBMS with. Okay, what exactly data storage is available in real time. Okay, how many storages? 3 types of storages. Okay, so these are all minimum awareness. If you know, then the main concepts are you can easily understand. Okay, so that is what I'm going to teaching from this base level. I'm teaching to you. So that's why don't worry about guys here. One by one, we will all step by step we will come out. Okay, now, right? And this is a second session for this course. Okay, now, so yesterday one session and today is the second session is going to be happen. And before that, 2 demo classes are happen. Okay, right, guys. So I stop it here, and tomorrow we are entering into our main concepts, DBMS, database management systems. We enter, and this is very important topic. Okay, so don't miss it, guys. Here, this concept in this only maximum you can understand what is what. Okay, now maximum you can understand what is what. Okay, now, right? So that's why don't miss it. Right, guys. Thank you so much, and we will meet on tomorrow. Okay, right, guys. Yeah, of course, as usual, if anybody having any query and doubts are there, stay here. Okay, if no doubts, those people log out. Okay. Mm. Okay, guys, the first chat box people. So send me your queries, guys, in chat box. Data warehouse different and database is different, Chaitanya. So what is the differences data warehouse and database? In coming class, in DBMS class, I said, na, tomorrow we started. That's why I said tomorrow, very, very important class for you. In this only, we are discussing what is data warehouse and what is database, right? First question. So assignments, case studies, these are all in our short time period. Okay, these are all, it is not possible, but I'm giving some examples for your practicing purpose. So the practicing example, class example, daily if you practice it along with case studies, then case studies is nothing but what now, some requirement, yes or no? So the question I will give it, how to write a query. So that kind of things in our classes you can see, and that was you daily practice it, you can understand, okay? Officially, there is no any groups, guys, here. Chaitanya, there is no groups. Only the Google Classroom was there, and that is official group. Okay, and that group was created by Naresh IT management people. Maybe they will be after created, they will send it to you, that link, and in that link you can go to add. Okay, through that link you will get all materials, whatever the subject related things you will be get it. Okay, now that's what. Yes, schema is nothing but databases, okay, and constraints, performance tunings. So these are we are going to be covering, but dimensions will not come here. Facts and dimensions, okay, now optimizing process, okay. So this is we didn't cover. So remaining all we covered except optimization process, okay, now. So facts and dimensions and optimization process, except these two, remaining all we covered, okay, right. The next one. Who is this here? Gopi. Gopi, don't worry. Data indexing, I repeating. Okay, again, these all points are again be repeated in the coming classes. Okay, now, right. At the time, again, I repeated what it was happening in the file and what it was advantage in the database. All are coming to you. Okay, right. Next. So I'm a fresher and I'm interested to full stack courses. So we are covering DBMS software and SQL language, TSP advanced in this. Also, I'm interested up to ASP.NET. Yeah, of course, Patel. Patel, if you want to take .NET full stack course, .NET full stack course is available in our Naresh IT. Definitely, whatever you asked, ASP.NET, C#, HTML, CSS, Angular, these are all are covering in this full stack. But I am not teaching. Okay, some other faculties are teaching those courses. Okay, so I am teaching here what I said: SQL, SQL language, TSQL. These are our classes. Okay, now. So if you take full stack .NET course, so different faculties will teach different subjects. So I'm teaching. I'm dealing completely database and ASP.NET, C#, .NET, HTML, JavaScript. These are teaching by some other faculty. Okay, now, so all are it will be available, right? Here, Raghu, here actually C, these are not supported for your web application side, and Java, Python, it will be okay. But when it was supported in this categories, means that I said web application when you want to design. When application databases are there. Okay, for example, are you so many websites are you seeing now? Yes or no? Suppose this is one website. I think in my demos I was explained to you. Okay. This is what? Login page. Okay, Raghu? Login page you are designing by using of UI technologies, and this login page code you are writing some Java program or .NET program or something. But this, okay, this page, this form through what you entered email address, what you entered password. So this email address password, where it is? where it is in database. So this mail ID and password both are going to be checking in your database whether this ID password right or wrong. That means what happened here? What happened here? This information, that means this page you want to integrate it with the database. Okay, in this Java people are using JDBC concepts. Okay, Hibernate JDBC. .NET people are using ADO.NET. So these are what means these are the database technologies. Whenever you want to integrate it with one Java application to database, okay, now one .NET application to database, one UI form to database. So there it is required for your database with the different languages. Okay, now, right. Soumya, SSIS, I already said to you, SQL Server Integration Services, and that is a part of MSBI course. Soumya, not SQL Server, is a part of MSBI course. Okay, now, right. Gopi, just wait, 10 days wait, because 10 days we are entering into query. Okay, once query started, then you can join into Power BI. Okay, now, then you can join into Power BI. Okay, right, guys. And chat box, I stop it here. And some people are waiting for mic. Okay. Yes. So already say you people are asking chat box and also mic also, yeah. Same people are asking, Soumya is asking chat box and as well as mic. Huh? Redmi Note A. Who is this Redmi Note A here? So your name is not mentioned. Redmi Note A. Are you there? Redmi Note A. Note 8.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, in the previous, you were saying that data integrative.
Data
integrative, sir. Data integrative concept you were told now, and the disadvantages of flat files. Fourth one. Sir, how can you be validated that in SQL Server? So if I want a phone number with 10 digits, if the user give 9 digits, it's not allowed. How can we give that?
Yeah, that is I'm telling now, that kind of techniques are there in the database. Okay, so if mobile number is 10 digits, if user try to inserting 9-digit mobile number in my table, then I can stop it that. Yes or no? Okay. How I can stop it? By using of some concept. When you are learning that concept, when you started SQL Server classes. Okay, now if I'm telling now, you can't understand, but practically if I'm showing now, you can understand now.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
but my doubt is in the data types, there is a big int right now, sir. In the integers data type, big int is there now, sir. That is the 20 digits of. I mean that 20 digits, so you can
that
give.
That is data type. Your name is what now? Tell me your name.
Manoj, sir.
Manoj, big int, small int, tiny int. These are what now? Data types.
Data types.
There is having some range of value can be accepted. Okay, now. Yes, but here what is it? Mobile number 10 digits means you're not a data type. Along with the data type, you need to write some condition also.
Okay.
You need to write some condition. For example, same concept, front-end people, what they will do means they will write in JavaScript. Okay, if you have idea, the .NET Java people, when they want to validate their data in a web forms, they're using what now? JavaScripts. So they're writing some logic. Here I'm telling not data type is different, logic is different. Logic means
so
what
we have
now?
To give condition
yes,
in that.
If mobile. Okay, Next, Abhishek. Abhishek, are you there? Abhishek. Okay, next, Amol. Amol.
Hello.
Hello, Amol.
Sir, since I'm a non-background student, along with this course, which course should I pursue, sir, along with this course, sir?
First, tell me your pass out. Which year pass out? What is your background qualification?
I have completed. I'm economics student, background by economics. 2016 student, man, sir. I'm working in the education institute. So I want to shift my career, sir.
Okay, okay. So that means your pass out when you said 2016, huh?
Yes.
16 pass out. Qualification is economic. Economic means commerce, like BCom, like a.
No, sir. BA in economics, PG in economics, sir.
Okay, okay. BA economics. Okay, okay. Okay, PG. Okay. So first thing is very difficult to you to switch to IT industry. And one more thing is what now? Hard work. Simply that you are confident, your hard work. Okay, so how much you have a confident, how much you have a hard work on the particular subject. Okay, that is a better. But any technology, that means you have a chance. For example, 16 means you have to show almost a 4+ of experience. Yes or no?
Yes.
So 4+ means that is your hand. You have a both sides opportunities. Front end side, you have opportunities. Back end also opportunities there. But front end means like UI, .NET, Java, these kind of things. Back end means a database, MSBI, Power BI, these kind of things. So the two careers you have it if you want to switch. But which you want to choose means that I can't say, but you are interested. That means you have very interest in coding levels. Suppose you are saying that, sir, I'm very interested in coding side, sir. I'm enjoying coding. So that kind of thought is there. Prefer to .NET, Java, whatever it is. Okay. No, sir, I don't want to go that much high level code. So minimum code I can manage. If that kind of situation is there, so choose your database. Like I said, already I said to you, Power BI now present, SQL Server, Power BI combination, SQL Server, MSBI, or some other Informatica tools also there, like Tabla. Okay, now. But better to go for Power BI is a better option to keeping 4+ of experience and a little bit coding knowledge. Okay. So that was very better for you. For your non-background students, I'm telling. Otherwise, you have a coding skills. Yes, sir, I can do it. That confident I have it means you can choose a .NET or Java.
Okay.
Okay, now.
Yes, sir. I'm interested in database. Sir, I'm interested in that sector.
A database means compulsory. You should go for Power BI. Is my first priority. Then later, if you want to go MSBI, after that you have like Tabla, Informatica Tablas. These are that there. But these things better to Informatica Tabla, MSBI. Better to go for Power BI is better for you.
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay, guys. And tomorrow we will continue the next level and the DBMS concepts we started from tomorrow onwards, guys. Here. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.